Greetings everybody, I'm Volk. Welcome to this video dealing with the changes for Star Wars The Old Republic patch 4.0 of the Republic Trooper and the Bounty Hunter. We will be talking about the changes for all three disciplines, as well as some general overview of the global changes that BioWare is preparing for the class. If you have missed any of the other videos, you can check out the link down below in the description and watch the changes, the overviews, and my opinions on the other class changes. Also, say hello to Cross, my trooper, my commando, who is standing in front of the beautiful background of the Domecast city apartment. A little bit of a background. BioWare is moving some abilities, one level up, one level aside, and so on, because what they want with patch 4.0 is to have a clear distance between all of the active abilities. For example, the first one you learn at level 10, next one is at level 26, the next one currently is 41, it's going to be moved to 42. We will see more about that later on in the video. And the last ability that is currently learned at level 57 is moving up to level 58. Most of these abilities remain the same, but again, whether they receive changes we will learn a little bit later. There are also one new utility added to all of the three tiers for all of the classes, and Commando Mercenary don't make an exception. You can read them from my copy-paste of the developer blog post, or if you like to, you can open the link to the original BioWare developer blog. However, the text is the same, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to find, or if you think that the video overview will be enough, I will be happy. Let's go with the specific changes. First, Global Edition. For every trooper and every bounty hunter, hydraulic override or hold the lines cooldown is being increased to 45 seconds, up from 30 seconds. With the jet charge and storm becoming baseline for power techs and vanguards, and the addition of rocket out or propulsion round for mercenaries and commandos, bounty hunters troopers will no longer rely so heavily on hydraulic overrides, hold the line for their mobility needs. We will talk about these abilities and their changes later on again, but what they mean here is to tell us that hold the line is no longer spammable every half minute, every 30 seconds. It's moving up to 45 seconds. For the mercenary and commando, there will be a new ability, rocket out and propulsion, that I've just mentioned. Jet or fire, a specially designed propulsion round to launch yourself backward 20 meters, gaining immunity to controlling effects while jetting or launched. It cannot be used while mobilized or hindered. This ability has a 20-second cooldown, a perfect way for kiting. I've mentioned that BioWare is giving a kiting ability to the commandos and mercenaries also in my previous video, and here is the proof. It's called Rocket Out and Propulsion Round. Very useful, and I expect it might be very annoying. This is purely a PvP ability. I actually don't really see any real use of this in PvE environment unless BioWare creates specific new mechanics, which I really doubt. But this is not the topic of the video, so let's keep forward. Going over the specific disciplines, we will be talking today with the Republic terms, and the first one is Combat Medic for the Commando or Bodyguard for the Mercenary. There will be a new passive skill added to the advanced class. Peacekeeper or Frontline Medic increases the healing done by Call to Missile or Bomb, and Progressive Scan successive treatment by 5% each. Next change is that Call to Shell or Trauma Probe is going to be trained from level 41 up from 42, a very standard and basic change that BioWare is doing, as I've mentioned already, to all of the classes. The next one is Progressive Scan or Successive Treatment is moving from level 57 up to 58. The last change for the discipline is that from level 59 up to level 60 goes Call to Boosters or Med Boosters. Kind of basic changes for the healer spec of the Commando and Mercenary, with the addition of the new passive skill. And in case you have missed my previous videos, the new tiers of utility point gains will be level 17, 25 and 33 for tier 1, level 41 and 49 for tier 2, and level 57, 65 for tier 3. summing up in total 7 utility points, just like we have now. Starting at level 10, we will get the new discipline-specific active ability every 16 levels. The only changes from 3.0 is that we are receiving new abilities at level 42 instead of 41 and 48 instead of 47. Similar thing is happening with the passive abilities. They will be happening at every 4 levels starting from level 12. And that results in a new passive ability learned at level 60 and the last one learned at level 64. So the new passive abilities that you've heard already and that you will hear for the next 2 specs means that they will be trainable automatically from the discipline path at level 64. For the healer, commando and mercenary, this is the peacekeeper or frontline medic. It's the new passive skill that increases the healing done by call to missile and bomb, or progressive scan and successive treatment. Moving on to arsenal and gunnery, the new passive skill for level 64 here is called Oned Lock or Supercharged Barrel. Each stack of Tracer Lock or Charged Barrel now also increases the critical damage of the next rail shot or high impact bolt, or Rapid Scan Medical Probe by 3%. Small increase, but I would say nice, very useful. Because we know that in gunnery spec and in arsenal spec, high impact bolt actually is very useful ability. It should be used on cooldown as soon as it procs. The next 3 changes are the typical ones happening to every advanced class. Priming shot or vortex bolt is moved from level 41 to level 42, forgive me. Blazing bolts or bolt storm is now trained at level 58 instead of 57. Bolt storm still replaces full auto, but it will replace it 1 level later. And the last change is blowback that will be trainable at level 60. Again, for the reason because BioWare wants every 4 levels players to receive a passive, and because the previous one is at level 56, this one moves 1 level up. The so-called dot spec is the last one to check out today. Innovative Ordnance or Assault Specialist. The new passive ability for level 64 here is called Surging Shots or Boosted Bolts. Each time you deal periodic damage, you gain 1 charge of Surging Shots or Boosted Bolts, which increases the damage dealt by your next power shot or sweeping blaster by 1% per stack. It can stack up to, pay attention, 10 times, so that's 10% bonus overall. Power shot consumes all charges when it deals damage, and sweeping blasters consumes the stacks when the channel ends. The rest of the changes are again typical, and they have happened to all of the known abilities. From level 41 up to level 42 moves the serrated shot or bolt. Mag shot or bolt is going from 57 to 58, and speed to burn or blazing celerity is moving from 59 to 60. These are the abilities. Again, they remain the same with the same descriptions. There may be changes, but at the moment BioWare is not planning to do any. Their levels are just changing. And last but not least, because it was promised, 1 new utility for each of the tiers. For Tier 1, Commando and Mercenary receive the Adhesive Supplements or Sticky Mods. Power Shot or Charge Bolts and Tracer Missile or Grav Round slow their targets by 40% for 6 seconds. And we know that Grav Round is kind of a spammable ability for the middle spec, so I kind of assume this might be a must-have, especially for PvP, but we'll see, testing will show. For the second tier Masterful, the new utility is called Supercharged Defense, and activating Supercharged Gas or Cell increases the Mercenary or Commando's defense chance by 15% for 10 seconds. Affects melee, ranged, force and tech attacks, so kind of pretty much almost everything. This is yet again a specifically PvP aimed change, at least to my own opinion. The last new utility for Tier 3 Heroic is called Smokescreen. Rocket out or propulsion round generates a smoke screen when used, keeping you from being leapt to or pulled and making you immune to interrupts and ability activation pushback for the next 4 seconds. So really, when you want to escape from combat, or when you want to successfully kite someone, maybe in PvP, because I definitely believe this one is a PvP change, and you want to make a full use of the new active ability, you should probably pick up this utility and make yourself pretty much immune to any kind of CC for 4 seconds. These are the changes to the Commando and Mercenary, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or any comments, any opinions, please do share them down below. If you haven't seen the previous videos or the future ones, depending when you're watching this video, don't forget that in the playlist linked down below in the description, you will be able to find overviews of all of the class changes coming with patch 4.0 previewed by BioWare. If there are more changes after the live servers launch and after we step into the Fallen Empire, there will be new videos. For now, these are previews, as BioWare is promising smaller or bigger changes. We will see. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and maybe share it so other people can enjoy it too. Bye bye, guys.
Remember, you can find me also on Twitch, Twitter and Facebook. For my non-Star Wars activities, I invite you to subscribe to my second YouTube channel.